I'm doing this video so that you can see the warning signs ahead of time and so that you can see just what time it is, but so that you can also see the eerie symbolism that's been going on related to the Temple of Bel and what's to come. Now, I've done two videos on this already. The first one talking about the Temple of Bel, which is to be initiated in New York and in London this month, actually. And then, of course, the other one was the Feast of Beltane that has to do with the 13-day feast of course, which is the Feast of Molech, which is, of course, child sacrifice, blood sacrifices, illicit sex, and the list goes on. But here I am at Christian Today, and the reason I'm at this website is because, as you can see, it says demonic arches rising in New York and London on April 19th. Welcome signs for the Antichrist. Very interesting and suspicious indeed. Now, of course, this says the ruins at the Temple of Baal in Palmyra, Syria, are seen in this still image from an undated video taken from a social media website on March 24th, 2016. Now, of course, this article goes over a lot of what I already talked about in my previous video, but the reason I'm bringing this up is because today I want to focus on arches and archways, gateways and doorways. That is going to be the central focus of topic for today. And I think it's a great topic because we really need to see just what the implications are and just what time it really is, because there's so much going on, and with so much approaching, and with all the symbolism, we should always be watching out for what's to come, especially at a time like this. With that in mind, we should always be on alert, always, because there's always symbolism that we just don't know about or just fail to see. Now, of course, I cannot take all credit for this. Credit goes to Daniel Vallis of Informed Christians, because he's the one who really spotted this. But the reason I'm talking about this is because what symbolism. And not only that, but yesterday Google just so happened to showcase the 120th anniversary of the Olympic Games, the Greek Olympic Games. And no surprise that the Olympics is said to be held in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil this upcoming summer. No surprise there. But when you look at this, you see what? You see two arches right here. Arches and gateways. Is it a coincidence that they showed this yesterday of all days, in the same month that these arches of Baal are supposed to be put up in New York and London? Is that a coincidence? Not looking like it, but I'm going to tell you the eerie symbolism that goes with this, and you're going to see just where it comes from, and you're going to see that nothing is ever a coincidence. Now, I do apologize, I cannot enlarge this photo, but what this photo is showing you is it is showing you the Royal Arch of Freemasonry that is founded in Freemasonry, mystery Babylonian religion, the religion of Nimrod. And also in this pagan religion, they talk about how they want to do what? They want to bring back and resurrect Nimrod all over again. Is that what they're preparing for? Is that what they're getting the archways ready for? Because as you can see, these arches look like eerily similar to the ones we saw in that Google picture. And what do you see here? You see a G, kind of like the Google symbol. Very interesting. And then you see the 69 up here, just like the 96 on the Google symbol from yesterday. And mind you, this was just yesterday. So we see that there's bigger implications and warning signs. And what does it say? The Royal Arch. And of course, we have sun symbols to represent sun worship. It's no surprise. And Masonic checkerboards as well to represent Freemasonry with the shooting star. Who does that allude to? The angel of light, the shooting star, Lucifer, Luciferian religion all over again with 7 stars up here. And I'm telling you, this goes much deeper than you think. And then the 18 from the 1896 on the Google image, well, 18666. So it's no surprise how we're seeing all of this come together. No surprise we're seeing arches here, we're seeing arches on the Google sign, and we're seeing arches with the Temple of Baal being built up and resurrected in London and New York as replicas. But is that the only place we're seeing arches? No, it is not, my friends, because we're also seeing it too in Chicago as well. And we're seeing what it says the Gateway Arch is now in Chicago. Of course, this is just a replica, but it says that the Lego replica set of the Chicago Arch is to be built in Chicago, of course, which comes from St. Louis. And this came out in March of 2016, so just hardly a month ago. Now, it's interesting that this would come at such a time as this because remember, what do arches and gateways represent? Gateways to other dimensions, gateways to other universes. What is that really talking about and what does that really symbolize? You're about to find out in just a minute. Oh, but it doesn't stop there because what I happened to stumble across this article from the Salt Lake Tribune and it says Utah's delicate arch to be on a U.S. Forever stamp. Now why would they be delicating an arch to be on a U.S. Forever stamp? And why do they just so happen to call it a forever stamp? Immortality, living forever, mystery Babylonian religion. None of this stuff is a coincidence. And notice how this was published a couple of days ago. No coincidences ever when it comes to the elite and what they do. I'm telling you. And of course, this is a picture of how the arch looks and what they're dedicating it for. And it's going to be everywhere that they show it. Why are they showing this everywhere? What are they really represent? What does it really represent and what are they getting ready for? Because it even says these stamps celebrate the 100th anniversary of the national parks and depict the beauty and diversity of these national treasures. But there's something even deeper that these arches represent. Why are we all of a sudden seeing arches and gateways and doors and universes all over the place? And what's the bigger implication here? I'm going to tell you in just a second. Now, this article is from True News, and I found it interesting because it says arch replicas may really be occult symbols to usher in the Antichrist, and that is exactly what they represent. And we know exactly what it's coming from because Temple of Baal, who does that? The Satan himself. And who? The Baphomet. That is exactly what that's relating to and alluding to. That is what they are getting ready for, and they're conditioning our minds already with arch replicas, arches, archways and doorways because what it's time to usher in the Antichrist, the new world order, the satanic one world government kingdom. That is exactly what they're getting ready for. But it gets much deeper than that. Now, this is how you know it's Yahuwah because I just happened to stumble across this article today and it's from the Wall Street Journal and it says CERN is seeking secrets of the universe or maybe opening the portals of hell. Why would Wall Street Journal, of all places, why would they even mention this in their article? Why would they even title it like that? And why would they mention the word portal? Why would they mention seeking secrets of the universe? Why even mention any of this stuff? And lately you've been hearing and seeing a ton of CERN activity, haven't you? I wonder why. But it says operators of Large Hadron Collider gear up to battle conspiracy theories. Here we go again. Remember, what are they trying to access? Other worlds, other dimensions, the demons and the fallen angels. That is what they're opening up to, or at least trying to open up to. And we see the symbolism all over with archways and arches. And will they be portals for London and New York? I don't know. Only time will tell. But it's interesting how things are starting to come together slowly but surely. It's very interesting indeed. But it goes on to say, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN, is gearing up for another run at smashing particles together to unlock the secrets of the universe. And notice how this came out a couple of days ago. Around the same time we're seeing all this talk about arches, around the same time we're seeing all this talk about archways and portals and doorways and the Temple of Baal and the arches with that. Is that a coincidence? And we're seeing it with Google and St. Louis and Utah. It's not looking like it. But it goes on to say that means anticipating a new round of conspiracy theories that its real name is to blast open a gateway for apocalyptic demons. Of course they want to make it a conspiracy theory because even Illuminati card game even has the card of conspiracy theorists because what? Mind control. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They've already done it, to be quite honest, but they have to keep the illusion going. Keep the illusion going. But it goes on to say, never mind that a few years ago, CERN scientists discovered a particle crucial to the understanding of physical matter. Many internet commenters want to talk about how CERN's Large Hadron Collider, 17-mile subterranean loop that smashes particles at nearly the speed of light, may breach another dimension and unleash the forces of darkness. Did you hear that? Forces of darkness? Where else have I heard that? Demonic forces, maybe? Ephesians chapter 6? Oh, now it's all starting to make sense. Let's keep going. One commentator fretted about how best to confront them. Do we buy guns and ammo? Another zeroed in on the statue of Shiva, and I talked about this in my other CERN video just last month about the Shiva festival that took place exactly almost a month ago today. Very interesting and suspicious indeed, which is what? The Hindu god of destruction on CERN's Geneva campus. It might have caused last year's deadly earthquake in Nepal, one blogger thought. Oh, because it does more than that. It causes that along with HAARP and other disastrous things, and they're going to be the ones behind the so-called meteor and the alien invasion. They're going to have a lot to do with that, but let's keep going. Also, what about the CERN logo that looks a lot like the 666 sign of the Antichrist? Because they have to keep bringing that up because they want you to think that, oh, it's a joke, oh, it's a joke. And Yahuwah willing, I'm going to do a video on what 666 really represents and what the mark of the beast really is, because it's not what you think. But let's keep going. We should be very scared about CERN, read the headline of an opinion piece published by the Daily Reporter in Cold Washington, Michigan, that suggests the organization could destroy our universe. And if you even look at the statue of Shiva, what do you see here? It looks like what? A gateway, a doorway right here, a portal. Do you see this? Do you see the bigger implications? Why do they keep bringing up portals, gateways, and doorways? What are they getting ready for? It goes on to say, last summer, internet chatter about CERN's role in hastening doomsday spiked. It got to the point where there really needed to be some intervention, said Kate Colley, who oversees social media at CERN. In September, CERN quietly posted the sort of frequently asked questions page many organizations publish, but this one had a unique working title, Surreal FAQ. In its deadpan rejoinder, CERN said its activities won't open a door to another dimension. Shiva, a gift from the Indian government, also represents the life force, and we have lots of statues. Our logo is meant to represent particle accelerators, not Satan. Oh, that's what they want you to believe. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're talking about. They know what they are doing. I'm telling you, this goes much deeper than you think. But the article goes on to talk about the LHC and what they plan on doing and how they plan on turning it back on. I'm telling you, this stuff is very interesting and apocalyptic and cryptic indeed, because it even says right here, last summer, the theories about CERN flourishing online were less clearly labeled fiction. Searches for Armageddon-related terms on Google Maps, such as the sixth seal, started pointing to CERN's location. Many of these associations have no grounding in fact, CERN states in its FAQ. Why would they even bring up Armageddon, and why would they bring up the sixth seal? I did a video a couple of months ago about the movie The Fifth Wave and how that movie is really subliminally telling us that we're in the fifth seal. So why would they mention the sixth seal? Very interesting. And by the way, the sixth seal talks about what? The giant earthquake to be felt all over the place in the book of Revelation. Very interesting and suspicious indeed, and they even mentioned the New World Order. Of course, they're doing it in a mocking sort of way, but they know exactly what they're doing because they know people are waking up. They know people are waking up to truth. They know you're waking up and they know you're doing the research, but they have to try to keep you under subliminal mind control as much as possible. And it even says here, the end of the world will happen again sometime, he said with a shrug. So it would be useful to keep this. Why all of this symbolism? Why all of this stuff? Why are all the apocalyptic talk right now? And why even mention portals of hell at such a time as this? And why all the gateways and the doorways and the archways? What is all of this representing? What is it really getting ready for? Very cryptic cryptic and deep, but definitely watch out for April and May, because I'm telling you, it's only going to get worse from here. They are trying to do what? They're trying to, what? The capping of the New World Order, to bring in and usher a new world order, to bring in Nimrod, literally resurrected, and not him per se, but to bring in another one. Please seek Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha, because what is about to happen? The demons are literally about to show themselves in the form of aliens. But will you be ready for the bigger deception, or will you think that they're out of this world? I hope you're awake to this, and I hope you're seeing this with both your eyes open. This is Truth Unveiled here. Shalom.